to another episode of From Anxious Thoughts to Mindful Moments. I'm so glad that you're here tonight, and we're going to go through some tools and help for you to reduce anxiety, reduce mental chatter, and improve sleep. So each time we go through herbs and oils and various tools that can help you. Tonight, I'm going to start with the usual ritual. So, I've been trying to get everyone to pick a bedtime and try to stick to it as a rule on the regular. And then also kind of start to figure out what your routine is because you're kind of signaling your brain when you start your routine that you're trying to wind down, reduce anxiety, reduce stress, and get ready for bed. So I'm gonna take off my jewelry. That's one of my, things that I do first before I go and wash, and, it's kind of ritualistic in a way because I like to wear a lot of crystals and stones, so the few things that I take off, and it just kind of feels like the bedtime routine has begun. Um Okay. So I hope you've figured out what your routine is and what it includes. And if you haven't, we'll talk about it more as we go along and provide some help. Feel free to put a comment if you have a question or concern about that or anything really. Um, okay, so now I am going to use some lavender oil. Um, you always want to check for the source when you're purchasing oils and herbs, and I'll make sure it's organic. And I just put a little bit in my hand. It's a pretty potent essential oil. It definitely induces relaxation. I'm going to rub it in my hands and then I'm going to breathe it in and exhale. And again, I'm going to breathe it in and exhale. And one more time. Nice long exhales. Always stimulate your parasympathetic nervous system so you can start to rest and refresh. So you want to really accentuate those long breaths blowing out, exhaling. I like to kind of rub in whatever oil it is on my hands. It feels good. And of course, use whatever scent you find relaxing. Sometimes, things surprise me. For instance, last night I was talking about jasmine, and I had no idea that it was also a relaxing scent. I seem to always be drawn to the ones that are kind of relaxing, but I love the smell of jasmine, is what brought me to it. Sometimes your body knows what it needs. So that's the lavender. Now, tonight, instead of talking about an herb, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about magnesium. So, magnesium is an important mineral for your body. Some research suggests that taking magnesium supplements may reduce anxiety for some people. Um, and our food supply can be kind of magnesium deficient. So, it kind of makes sense to me. And magnesium itself plays an important role in the body. Um, the health benefits are also, there's several different health benefits as well, but anxiety is the one we're going to talk about tonight. So in 2017, they did a review and looked at 18 different studies that found that magnesium did, in fact, help reduce anxiety. It looked at mild anxiety, premenstrual syndrome anxiety, postpartum, and generalized anxiety. And they were based on self report, so it is kind of subjective, but it did show by people's self report that their anxiety decreased with using magnesium. So, magnesium plays an important role in regulating neurotransmitters, which send messages throughout the brain and body. And that's how it really helps with neurological health. So if you're having neurological pain or even just your fight or flight, freeze, fawn response is part of your nervous system response. So it can really support the system. And of course, when you start something, it's good to check with your doctor. I did read that they recommend females age 30 to 50 about 320 milligrams and men about 420 milligrams. But definitely check with your doctor, talk with them about magnesium, and look it up yourself. See what you think. Um, I have found personally that it does help me to reduce anxiety if I take magnesium regularly and pain as well. So there are several types of magnesium, and that's why it's good to talk to a trusted health professional about it. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about for a stone tonight is rose quartz. So I've been bringing stones to these workshops, and I really like the idea that you can kind of hold something in your hand and rub your fingers on it. It's very soothing. And certain stones are really made for stress reduction, for reducing anxiety. So, rose quartz is great for stress reduction. It reminds you to have compassion for yourself, which is so important, and to take care of yourself during stressful times. So rose quartz, you can get it in rings, necklaces, just crystals that you keep on your desk or on your bureau, in your pocket, whatever works for you. But it is meant to help you with self love, self compassion, and reduce stress. So it's a good stone for that, rose quartz. Okay. So we're gonna do a little bit of meditation tonight. I kind of checked in with my guide and was told to do some throat meditation. It's kind of chakra balancing. But before we do that, I want to do a different type of meditation so that we can work on focus and breathing, two really important factors with tapping into your rest and refresh nervous system and bringing the anxiety down. So we're going to use a card. Looks like this, the silence card. Beautiful card. You can see there's a figure of a person, and there's purple and blue. Beautiful sky with the moon, and the word is silence. So, what we're going to do for this meditation, and you can do it with a photograph, a painting, a tarot card like I'm doing tonight, whatever feels good to you. What we're going to do, I'm going to hold it up. And you're going to stare at the photo on the card. Notice everything you can about it, the colors, the shapes, what it looks like. And if your mind starts to wander to other things, then just bring it back. Say the word card, because tonight we're using a card. Okay, this is from the Osho Zen deck. Um, so I want you to do that for as long as you can. Maybe, not really lengthy. We're going to do that for maybe a couple of minutes where you really try to get into looking at the card only and not have other thoughts. And then I want you to close your eyes and just see where your mind takes you. I want you to focus on your breath only and wherever your mind is going to take you. So, this is kind of a free floating meditation. It's the first time we've done one like this. Usually, I'm doing guided meditations. So, I hope you understand the instructions. You're just going to stare at the card, and I will start the meditation with a few cleansing breaths, and then I'll say card, and I want you to just focus your attention on the card, everything you can think of in the card, chase away thoughts. No judgment if you can't, just try to do that. And then um, after a couple of minutes, I'll say, continue the meditation. And I want you to close your eyes and just breathe and see if your mind brings anything. Okay. So the word is silence on the card. You can also say the word silence to yourself. Okay. Here's the card. So let's do a few cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose and release. Notice any tension in your body and release it now as you begin to relax. Let's take another cleansing breath in through the nose and release. Your body is relaxing further. You feel no more tension in your neck or your forehead, your feet. All of the tension is being released. We'll take a third cleansing breath in a moment, and as you release it, feel your body relax into the chair and turn your attention to the card on the screen and the word silence. Breathe in, release. Turn your attention now to the card and the word silence. Repeat the word silence to yourself 5 times as you close your eyes and let the meditation take your mind to deeper depths. Silence, 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 silence. I'm going to count down from 5 to 1. When I reach 1, please open your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. These freeform meditations can be a little difficult when you're first learning to meditate. If you're a seasoned person who practices meditation and mindfulness, it becomes a little bit easier the more that you practice. But sometimes you'll see things that are important, things that you wouldn't have if you didn't focus and relax your mind. I usually recommend if people want to start that practice, it's a great idea to have a journal next to you and just jot down what you saw or felt or heard during that time. And you can use it as a reference later as you continue your practice and your spiritual path. So, the next meditation that we're going to do tonight is to clear the throat chakra. You should be pretty relaxed right now, so we'll just get into it. If you're sitting, have your feet flat on the floor. If you're lying down, don't cross your arms or legs. I like to turn my hands up in my lap to receive, but you don't have to do that, whatever's comfortable. And let's take a couple of breaths. Breathe in through your nose and release. Notice the release is much longer than the breath in. We're stimulating our parasympathetic nervous system. Let's do a couple of more of those. Breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 6 to 8. Breathe in. Excellent. Turn your attention now to your throat. Notice if there's any tension in the back of your neck and release it now. Turn your attention to the front of your neck, your throat area. Notice if there's any tension there and make an effort to release it. Now we're going to turn our attention to the top of our head. There's white light shining down from the top of the head down into the throat. Let the white light shine down through your esophagus, through your trachea, clearing and cleansing any impurities. The light is shining deeply into your throat. Make sure it gets in every corner so your throat is completely glowing with white light. The white light starts to dissipate. It's no longer shining down into the clean throat. You notice a blue light, light blue, starting to build in the center of your throat, fortifying it, filling it with blue light. The light blue light is glowing in your throat, on the outside, on the inside, coming out the back of your neck. It's reaching forward and back, dynamically moving front to back, side to side, and in a circular motion. It feels soothing as the cool blue light circulates and shines from front to back and side to side, clearing the throat further, fortifying it, magnetizing it, opening the opening is wide and vast. You begin to make a deep sound from your throat. The blue light remains as the sound ends. You notice that the blue light in your throat is calm now, like a sea of blue. It's lying comfortably inside and outside the throat. Your throat is clear and open. The blue light reaches down toward your heart with an open hand, absorbing the green light from the heart. The light blue and green mix and move freely from heart to throat and throat to heart. The connection feels so good to speak what your heart has to say with conviction and strength from your clean and strong throat. The blue light reaches upward towards your third eye. The light blue light reaches its hand to the deep blue indigo light of your third eye, connecting your throat to your head so that your throat can speak what your mind is thinking. The flow feels so good from head to throat and throat to head. This connection of head, heart, and throat feels vital, yet has been missing. You will remember this exercise when your throat feels weak and repeat it to fortify it and open it up once again. The heart, throat, and head are connected, and the beautiful light is dimmer and calmer now, but ever present. Fully aligned, you know now that you can speak your truth as you need to. Let's take a cleansing breath in through the nose and release it. And again, in through the nose and release. And one more time. Breathe in through your nose and release. Going to count down from 5 to 1. When I reach 1, open your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, that was very calming and necessary. I've been struggling with my throat as well, but I really felt like people that were going to watch this broadcast, either live or afterwards, needed that meditation. So I hope that you find it useful. So we always close the show talking a little bit about sleep hygiene. I hope people are starting to really make some positive changes for your own sleeping environment. And I just want to talk about electronics a little bit. This is something that I struggle with myself, and but I try. And of course, we don't want to put any judgment because that makes it harder to do or not do things. It's best if we just say, okay, well, tonight I was able to do it or not, right? So you really want to put your cell phone away when you're going to bed and not check it for any reason until you're getting up. It's very difficult to do in today's world where the cell phone seems to have become the center, but it's the very thing that could help you to fall asleep more easily, to be focused on yourself and your own self care and getting some rest. So just give it a try. Maybe just start with one night a week. That's what I try to do when I've slipped back into using it a lot before bed. When I'm trying to go to sleep and I pick it up when I don't fall asleep right away. I try to just set a small goal that's achievable, like one night a week. And when that works, then we can add another night. The television is the same. It's always recommended not to watch TV while you're trying to sleep. Again, if it's something you become accustomed to, start to make small changes. Maybe um, try doing it a couple of nights a week where you are falling asleep using meditation practices or mindfulness or breathing, and the other nights you watch whatever you want to watch until you're able, willing, and ready to stop doing it altogether. It does impact sleep in so many ways, so it's definitely something to consider when you're thinking about sleep hygiene. Well, thanks so much for joining me tonight, and I hope you have a wonderful night. Love you all. Bye.